All right, y'all. Thank you so much for coming back to this week's episode of Coffee Chats with Kat. I'm so excited. My friend Amanda is joining me today. Amanda, you're the queen of organization and getting it done when you have all the kids and all the business things and a nonprofit and like a husband and just everything going on. So I'm really excited to talk about how you do that, like how you quote unquote do all the things. I know so many people right now, especially because of the pandemic, potentially feeling that pull even more, just being home with kids, still feeling like they have so many things that they're trying to accomplish or do. So I thought this would be really cool to talk with you about how you do this on a regular basis, let alone when there's like a pandemic going on. Yeah, you really do. So wait, before we like jump in, tell everyone a little bit more about you, about Amanda Hedgepeth Photography, and your awesome nonprofit that you guys have too.
Oh, thanks. I'm so glad to be here. My name's Amanda Hedgepeth. I'm a photographer. I live on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. We've been here for 6 years. It was like a big dream. We followed through with it. We took the leap. My husband commuted for 2.5 years. We made it happen. So we're so happy being here. And we also have a nonprofit called Homeless Looks Like. And what we do is we literally interview homeless people and we tell their stories so that we can show people that they're so much more alike than they are different from these people. We love creating compassionate connection through storytelling. It's our jam. And we launched the whole thing because my dad was homeless and people would have never thought that about him. And so when I would tell people that who were catching up after years, they're like, your dad? And I'm like, yeah, see, like we never know until we ask. So it's just a passion project of ours. We love it. And yes, I've got 3 daughters. They're out of their minds, but they're so cute, and they all love cats. Oh my gosh. They're 4, 6, and 8, and all 3 girls, and they're so sweet. Love living at the beach. And yes, I got a husband. He works about 27 jobs. I'm just kidding. He works for Coca-Cola merchandising. He does insurance full time. So we do have a lot going on. And I will say, when you mentioned the pandemic, I was like, yeah, sure. So it's like our normal life because I don't have daycare. This was the first year, and it's so ironic. I should have just shut my mouth. Maybe all this happened because I started the year out saying, yay, for the first year in like 8 years, I'm going to have all 3 kids in school and I'm going to have daycare. No. I was like, oh, so I'll just go back to normal because I really am used to working literally from home all the time. We don't have like local family or anybody watch the girls. So the things that I know about like what needs to actually get done in order to move forward, I've been practicing this for a long time. So when the pandemic hit, I was like, who needs help? Just DM me. I'll be your cheerleader. I'll be your friend. I'll be your encourager because it really is possible. But it kind of comes down to like, what are you actually putting on your to-do list? What are you prioritizing? Is it busy work? Is it actually going to move you forward? So yeah, I have a lot of ways that I survive in these seasons. Pandemic, not pandemic. I'm like used to this. So yeah, I can definitely offer some advice to help if anyone's interested.
Yes, I'm so excited to talk about this. So what would you feel like is like a normal day for you? Or is it just vary depending on like what the girls have going on, what you have going on with like shoots and work and just all of that?
Well, I think I've got like this like baseline of what needs to get done every single day. And one thing I will tell, if you guys have not heard of this book is absolutely life-changing. It's called Essentialism.
Mm-hmm.
Have you read this book?
I have.
So anything, no matter what season you're in, slow, busy, whatever it is, it really is about getting the right things done. And the 2 things, I wrote this down because I did not want to forget. An average day for me, I'm a morning person. So I get up at like 5:30 in the morning. Couldn't do that when our kids were like babies, but now we can do it. And I'm just so sharp in the morning because I know, and I think everybody should take time to think about like, when are you the sharpest? Because some people are really sharp at like 11 and 12 at night. Like they're just, they're creative. They're their happiest. And for me, it's that morning period before the girls get up. So I get up really early every morning and I do the 2 things that I need to do to move myself forward. And that's maintenance and marketing. Maintenance is emails, invoices, like actual things that have to be done for your business that you can't not do to move yourself forward. And the other thing is marketing. So I make sure that my social media posts and everything are going to show up and be ready for the day because marketing for me, it's so imperative because if I'm not showing up, people don't know who I am or what I do.
Right.
So
Right.
Every morning, maintenance and marketing. And then if I have time, I'll do some creative stuff later. But that's kind of what I prioritize every single morning,
So
no matter
smart,
what.
Amanda. That's so smart. And it's interesting too, because I feel like, so I'm not a morning person, or I didn't used to be a morning person. I was the night girl. I was like, okay, I'll stay up all night long in college. I would rather like pull the all-nighter or stay up really, really late and go to bed at like 1 or 2 in the morning after I've gotten a bunch of work done. Now that I have kids, and even though mine are younger, I like mornings. It's like nighttime comes and I'm just fried. It's like you have witching hour and bedtime, and then I can't even think about like trying to do anything productive, but just like watch a sitcom or watch Bachelor and go to bed. Like I just like that's all my brain can handle by the end of the day. So I found that I like to get up early now too, because there's something about like the quiet, like get up, it's still quiet, and I can just try to get like the priority. Like I give myself 1 to 3 things that are priority for every day in business. So it's like, let me try to get, if I can get all 3 of them done in the morning, great. If I can just get like 2 of the 3, that's fine too. Like whatever I can get done, that's what I want to get done.
Yeah, I used to be a night person too, massively, and then had kids, everything switched. And by the end of the day, like you said, the only thing I can concentrate on is something that doesn't require any concentrating, like TV. I need to be entertained. I need people to think for me. I'm like, girls ask me stuff and I'm like, I don't know, what do you think? And the girls are like, Mommy, what? Why are you saying that? But I'm the same. It really does. And then in the morning, you said you wake up and it's like 1 to 3 things. That's exactly how it is for me. Emails, invoices, social media. It's like on repeat, same stuff. But like those things keep moving my business forward, and they're a guarantee to move business forward, whereas other things are not. They're just projects or ideas, and they're not as necessary. But if I get that other stuff done, it leads to more creative time later. If I just knock it out in the morning, then I've got like 3 hours in the morning where I can get creative and like work toward a project being done. But I don't prioritize that stuff as much as like marketing and email and all that stuff.
So you're doing the maintenance and the marketing every single day versus like batching some of it? Or do you find that like some days you might get up early and know like you don't need to check in on marketing because you've got it pre-scheduled so you can focus on a project or something like that?
Yeah, the only stuff that I really batch are like creative projects. So we're creating a YouTube channel, so I batch like all that stuff. Like tomorrow, I have a simplified planner. I love my simplified planner. I just love it so much. It's so glorious. But tomorrow I'm like batch working on YouTube stuff because I like to get like our nonprofit too. I have to batch that, so I'll work on like Tuesdays on Thursdays on that. But it always comes after the maintenance and marketing, always. Like the couple of hours after, and then I can either sit like a potato on the couch in the afternoon, or if I have energy, maybe I can put a little bit extra work in. But I think the key, especially if you've got kids and a lot of stuff going on, is to hold yourself to like a really low standard of getting stuff done. Because I used to feel defeated and really resentful when I like expected myself to get a lot done in a day. And it actually ended up being counterproductive. And then I resented it, didn't even want to work on it anymore. I just would be like, I give up. But if I have like these little pocket windows in the morning just to move forward really slowly, that's why this book is so good. It literally teaches you essentialism. I love it. It teaches you truly what you actually need to focus on, because we just think we need to do so much in a day to be successful, and that's not true. It's surprisingly untrue.
So good. I feel like I just need to be a sponge and like soak in all of this, because I am such a to-do oriented person. So like pre-kids, I judged my success or like how I felt about my day based on how much I got done, right? Yeah. And now with a 2-year-old and a 2-month-old, it's like, whoa, let's like take it back a notch, because I'm barely gonna like put dry shampoo in my hair if I even get around to doing that in the day, let's be honest, or brushing my teeth or taking a shower or like just normal human being function that I need to do, right? Let alone like running a business. So it's super smart. I feel like I hear all the time people say they don't have time for projects in their business. They don't have time, to do all of these things. But if we have the mindset that you're saying of, well, it starts with marketing and maintenance. It starts with well, people have to know who you are, and B, you have to take care of the current business that you have.
Yeah.
So that those clients will want to come back and work with you, or want to tell their friends about you, or you'll get money from the invoices that you're sending out, like all of the maintenance things that you have to do, right? It starts with like that foundation. And if we're not doing that well, then we shouldn't actually even try to do projects or do anything else.
Yeah, if you're not showing up to serve the people who've already booked you, they won't refer you, and then you're not going to get more bid. It's like when people care so much about more followers, but they have such a good, dedicated, loyal audience right in front of them. It's the same thing. And I know, and I have this really unique turnaround time of like 24 hours with my sessions in the summer, and I don't know anybody else who does that. Maybe one or two other friends are starting to get on that train. But like when I do that and they're on vacation and I work really hard just that one morning after the session, I block it out. I don't do any batch work. It's only editing and culling. And they're on vacation and then they post that they just got their pictures from the night before. I have never gotten more inquiries right then and there than when I showed up and like served the people that already booked me so hard. It's a beautiful ripple effect, but you're right. You do have to show up for who's already there. That comes back to you. And I used to be just like you with the to-do list. I was like, if I didn't do 27 things today, I didn't fill every single space and scratch it out, I'm a failure. And that's my overachiever that punishes me relentlessly. And I know what happens from that. I just get mad and quit. So I'm not just halfway to-do list. And I can get all that done, and every day just feel like I showed up and I did an amazing job filling out half that to-do list, and just move the rest the next day.
Yeah. I love it. This is so good, Amanda. So, okay, you mentioned, well, first of all, let me little disclaimer / marketing for you. My family does sessions with Amanda every summer now. We've done it for multiple summers. I don't even remember how many. And she really does turn it around in 24 hours. We're on the beach the next day, getting emails from her with our full gallery. It's amazing. So just little tidbit there for Amanda. We love it.
I appreciate that.
Okay, you mentioned the simplified planner. I know you talk about the simplified planner. You talk about how you use that. I know you talk about Trello. So what are some specific tools and systems that you use that help you in keeping track of the marketing and the maintenance that you have in your business?
I feel like I probably use a lot and don't even realize in a day how many things I log on to and check. But I think my top ones are definitely my simplified planner, and you can get pretty crazy with color coding and stuff. And I'm kind of a light color coder because I don't want to waste time. That's why I channel my Enneagram 3. I'm don't waste time being perfect, just get it done. That's when I'm my wisest, when I channel my 3. But I do sit down every single Sunday and I look at my week and I plan the next 7 days. So if I have a shoot on Tuesday, that means on Monday I need to write charge camera batteries, blah, blah, blah. Love my simplified planner. I also love the power sheets because I really wouldn't know what I truly. Do you have that one too? Oh my God! Oh, it's absurd. I love the changes they made. This is so thought provoking, and it really makes you ask yourself, okay, what do you really care about? And that's a simple question, but is it? A lot of us think we know until we do the work. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
So, power sheet, simplified planner, and I love Trello too. I have a big, giant glass dry erase board in my office now that I love because I get this big visual and it just it's like a mad genius in me just starts writing and all colorful. I love that. But I think the tool that I truly love the most digitally is Planoly. And if you don't know what Planoly is, it's literally like a social media scheduler online. And so you upload pictures, you drag the picture to the calendar, you write the caption, and then you choose what time you want to post it. And there's really cool features like hashtags. Instead of typing, 15 hashtags, you push a button with a hashtag bank and they all show up. And it's such a simple tool, but if maintenance and marketing are the most important things to me, and marketing is the simple act of showing up and saying, hi, here's what I am, and here's what I do, Planoly is just the thing that is keeping me on track with showing up. If I didn't have it, I really don't know what I would be doing or where I would host my stuff, but that is probably one of my most favorite tools. It's just marketing gold.
Yeah, I love it too. I also really appreciate that I can use the app on my phone, or I can pull up the desktop version, because sometimes you are real time, taking pictures or doing something and it's right there on your phone. So you just drag it to the app. Or like right now with me with the 2-month-old schedule, I'm up at night and I can like pull it up on my app if I want to, like, if I am getting work done, like while I'm nursing or, doing something with her. But I also like that there's the desktop version. So when you want to like focus in and say, okay, no, here's my hour for marketing, I'm going to open it up on my desktop, type out all of these captions. It can be easier than, typing it out on your phone and getting it done there.
Yeah, I really prefer to work. I don't know about you. I prefer to work from my desktop as much as possible. So I'm not on my phone all the time. But when I take pictures and edit them on Lightroom Mobile, and then like I can just drag them to Planoly, leave them there. And then when I go to sit down at the computer, I'm like, oh, there's all my pictures, like all my nice ones with my camera and then my cell phone ones. It's so easy. But I love working from my desktop. I totally prefer that too. I don't know what it is. I just stay in work mode instead of getting distracted and going between like apps and stuff. Me too. Same thing.
Yes, completely. Okay, so this has been super helpful. I feel like the marketing and maintenance was like just the biggest tip. And I'm like, we talked about that in the beginning. Like, what else is there to talk about? Like that was so great.
Simple but crucial.
Shared some tools and apps. I'll link everything too. So if you guys are watching, we'll link all of that. Do you have any other tip, and maybe even specifically niching for like the mom business owner, like the woman that's juggling family and children and business and just thinking through all of that, like anything else that you just feel like it would either just be an encouragement or just a light bulb moment to think through when juggling that and trying to figure out how to quote unquote do all the things while running a business?
That is such a good question. And Cameron is going to be 9 this year. 9. She's getting weird. She's to my shoulder. Look, I know I'm 4'11". I know I'm short, but she is to my shoulder, and that does show you how like old I am. And I'm just gonna. I think the one thing I would, especially someone who's a new business owner or who's a business owner who's about to add in a nonprofit or something, I really do think the best thing that you can do for yourself is just dedicate yourself to showing up for your business so you don't feel like, oh, I haven't posted in 3 weeks and now I feel behind, so why would I post now and not show up? If you fall out of a rhythm, even if it's a very, very small rhythm, I'm going to post 2 times a week on Instagram and continue showing up. I think if you can pick a rhythm that works for you and not hold yourself to this crazy standard and you continue showing up, because I always say there's a $sign on the S of showing up. If you show up, you're going to make money. So every time I even write the word show up, there's like a little thing on it. I know that if we don't tell people what we do, people don't know and they can't book us and they can't buy it, whatever we're selling. So as long as you keep showing up, even if it's to a small capacity, even if it's just sharing about your family, just pick something you can stick with to be consistent. And you don't have to show up 6 days a week like a psycho, like I do on Instagram. I mean, it took me a long time to get to that point. But I think if you don't like fall off the radar completely, you're not going to feel like giving up. You're going to continue moving forward. Just to some capacity. I always say you don't have to post constantly, but consistency to me is just what makes me feel successful. Yeah. And I could post 2 times a week on Instagram and be with my family the whole week, like still having fun. It doesn't mean I'm ignoring them, but I think just finding a way for yourself not to stop showing up for your business so that you feel like giving up completely. Because I see people do it all the time. They're like, I haven't posted in 3 weeks, so oh well. And then I'm like, but your business. And then they're worried that they're not booking. And
Right. Or I feel like I see it where, and I've even felt this way, where feel like we have to jump back into the game and explain where we've been. It's like, no, just start posting again. Like you don't have to give an excuse for where you've been or what you've been saying or why you haven't been posting. Like just pretend you've been posting all along and just start again.
Yes. I know. I think people, they get so scared. They haven't shown up in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And then they're like, sorry, guys. And I'm like, you don't have to apologize, but just pick it back up and say, oh my gosh, I can't wait to shoot sessions this weekend. Here's what I've got going on. Or here's when we went to Disney or whatever. Just post something. But it just being consistent, but not constant. And that does not mean you have to burn out. Anybody could come up with 2 Instagram posts a week or 2 Facebook posts, whatever.
Right.
You've got it in your phone somewhere. And if you take a break, tell people you're taking a break. I've done it. I've gone on breaks for months. I've been like, bye, I'll be back in February. And people were like, cool, thanks for letting me know. I don't even know them that. but it's nice to communicate that. But I think just having some sort of low achievable standard of consistency will make you not give up and not like feel like you can't handle a nonprofit too or something like that.
Right. So good, Amanda. Seriously. I feel like we could talk for like hours and hours on all of this stuff because we just both love it so much. And you're just so wise. So I appreciate you sharing this. I'm going to link everything that we talked about. And will you please tell everybody where they can find you? And I'll link your website, I'll link Instagram and all of that, but just let them know where they can find you too and where they can connect.
Sure, of course. AmandaHedgepeth.com, the blog, all that stuff I know you're going to link. You can usually find me live on Instagram or Instagram stories of our embarrassing.
They're the best.
Some inappropriate moments. Our children are like literally unhinged on Instagram. We're always hanging out there. And then we go live on Facebook as well. So you can find us there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amanda. This was awesome. And y'all will be back next week with another episode. Thank you.